just for funsies.
Funsies.
I'm not much of an artist. I haven't drawn the Mystery Shack in a very long time. Me and Ian are going to have a little bit of a shack competition. We're not going to look at each other's. As soon as you say go.
Go.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Ugh. I won't race through it. I'll give it a sincere attempt.
Yeah.
I know it's like normally I would just like do a gag, draw something really bad, and be like, haha, that's the joke. But let me actually try.
Ian, when's the last time you drew the Mystery Shack?
Oh man, that's been years. It's probably 2.5 years now.
When was the last time you looked at it?
It pops up every once in a while. I reference the work that we do, that we had done on Gravity often for other things that I'm working on. So it's around.
Mystery Shack is definitely like this sort of dream, because it's a place that is sort of a composite of all these childhood things for me. It's like my dream location. Like, I wish I could go to the Mystery Shack. Like, even though it was a short-lived series by the design, my biggest regret about it not turning into some multi-season juggernaut is that in a parallel universe where I started the show 4 years earlier and made 2 or 3 more seasons, there's a slim chance that there might have been some Mystery Shack-esque thing in the Disneyland theme parks. You know, like, now that since they bought Marvel and Star Wars, no TV show will ever have. But there was a time where that would have been possible. And to go into an actual Mystery Shack after spending so much time imagining it would be kind of amazing. Like, my sort of fantasy is that, like, you know, if I make enough money to retire and I'm out of ideas and I just want to be out in the woods, like, that I'll make a Mystery Shack one day and I'll just like live there and I'll make it real. I'll become Grunkle Stan. It'll be like the Santa Claus. Like, I'll just gradually turn into a parody of myself. Because, like, I legitimately would love that. Like, that is my idea of paradise. Like, running a Mystery Shack in the woods, yes, please. I'll take it. Like, I thought about, like, if it was a Disney ride, like, what I would do. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'd have all these specific annoying requests. Like, we have to make it smell like sunscreen and pine needles. Because that'll make people feel like it's the summer. You do that, like, 4D stuff where you, like, pump in the pine needle smell.
I feel like they could build it at the Wilderness Explorer part of DCA, you know?
It would be perfect. I mean, they've got, with California Adventure, there's just like the old mill. Why not turn it into the Mystery Shack? How hard would it be? Every now and then I'll pass like an IHOP and I'm like, oh my God, if that place goes out of business, should I just buy it? Oh, I'm doing a bad job. I've already forgotten what this thing looks like. Is there a window? I think there's a window.
Yeah,
Door.
I gotta slow down.
Oh, Ian, you're gonna be
Muscle memory.
You're gonna be mad that I can't remember what this thing looks like after all the hard work you spent figuring it out.
Oh man, that's my job.
There's another part of the... I literally don't remember. There's a reason I'm not the art director. All right, let's see. Was that a thing? Did that exist? Okay, it's kind of up on stilts. There was I was mentioning that when I was in middle school, there was this old Victorian house that was a rec center in my hometown of Piedmont, and it had some really weird things in it. It had a trap door, and it had a dumbwaiter, and it had the sort of TAs had hidden behind there was a painting that you could open up, and behind it there was a hidden compartment where they kept the safe. And I found that as a kid, and I was like, a big old mysterious house with trap doors and hidden safes and stuff behind windows. Ah, I love this. And they had an Easter egg hunt one year there, and I was like, secret treasures that you can hunt for? Like, it was so much of Gravity Falls as me remembering that time. And there was a pottery class in the attic where they also stuffed the kids where you could play Nintendo and hang out in the attic. And, like, again, that whole attic vibe, like, all that stuff made it into the show. This doesn't look anything like the Mystery Shack. This is bad.
There's so many details on this thing. Like, just the idea that the gift shop was on bricks from the very beginning of the show, and that was because you had intended for there to be like a lab under there.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
to be
The
a
whole thing
secret.
couldn't be on stilts. That's right.
Yeah, it's like, well, there needed to be a basement because there's going to be a bigger story, and that was like,
Right. Like, these are deliberate decisions resulting in something that doesn't actually look like any real location. Like, it wouldn't make sense to have this kind of a A-frame looking barn thing, but then it's got like these kind of like German tavern windows. Like, none of it actually makes any sense. It's just like these things that somehow felt right.
oh man. It's been a minute.
As a kid, I was very enamored of question marks. Always worked on me. Like a box with a bunch of question marks on it, I'd be like, yeah, I'll pay anything for it. Like, it's giving you permission to use your imagination, but it's also like a question mark is an invitation to disappointment. Let's see. Gotta remember the S. S falls off the shack. Sort of a little joke. It says hack. That sign was always, I remember being the bane of your existence, because I was like, Grunkle Stan is not a subtle guy. He would have a really big, ugly sign that you could see from the road, but it's hard to ask to make something big and ugly, but also aesthetically pleasing.
Well, I, for the longest time, wanted to make the shack a horizontal building because it was in a location with a bunch of vertical objects.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
And you insisted that it be a tall A-frame, and that was like in a horizontal TV format, and it was just like that was a battle for a long time.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, it's got to remind me of the attic from the rec center. The kids need to be in the attic because when I stayed at Captain Dory's cabin in Inverness, I was in an attic and there was a bell that you could pull from the downstairs, so it's got to have that bell. Give it my childhood bell.
Right.
All right, I think I've done all I can for this monstrosity.
Alex, I believe you mentioned in one of the commentaries that the triangle-shaped window in the Mystery Shack wasn't really meant to, at least originally, to have anything to do with Bill Cipher.
Well, Bill was a character that I had sort of come up with on the margins that I didn't know if he was ever going to be a character in the show. But the people on the show knew of this idea for this concept of Bill, and it became sort of a game of where can you hide him, even though we didn't know if he was going to be real. Am I remembering that right, Ian?
Yeah, he was like, he was just supposed to be this trickster, symbolized like conspiracies and mystery, and like he wasn't. I don't remember him being a big part of it until later.
Yeah, well, the idea was that like Bill would just be a character who pops into Dipper's dreams and says just like gives hints that don't mean anything to drive Dipper crazy. Just like 46, 27, 38. Look out for deer. Have you ever noticed the ingredients in soda? Oranges are gonna give you superpowers. Bye. And then Dipper would just like wake up like, oh my gosh, I got a bunch of clues. And then like he'd just spend like a month, and then like Bill would pop into his head and be like, that was a bunch of nonsense. Ha! But here's some real information. Watch the skies. The third star of Omega is when Orion comes into the fourth house. Bye. And like Dipper would always fall for it. Like that's as far as we had imagined this character. But again, we didn't even know if he'd really be in the show. I remember Sean Jimenez was one of our artists who was particularly intent on hiding Bill and stuff. And I was like, yeah, great, let's go for it. And I like the idea that because it's part of our money, that the dollar bill has this weird eye of providence that for a certain subset of fans, that forever when they looked at a dollar, they might think of my dumb cartoon show. That made me very happy.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I've maxed out on my detail capacity.
Okay, I'm almost done. I'll just add to the arrow sign. Why do I know all this? Why did I remember this?
Dude, it's like it's etched into your brain like your signature.
Okay.
All right.
Those are all the bits and
You got it.
pieces.
Here they are. Let's reveal them to the camera.
Oh, I didn't even do the trees.
That's okay.
Here we go. All right. This is my... So look, I couldn't remember how this thing worked.
No way.
So I just added like a second roof. I was like, oh, is the gift shop behind or in front? I couldn't remember where the pipe was.
Oh, this is an important
Oh,
detail.
but I remember the weather vane. You forgot.
No.
Yeah, that's... So here's what the show would look like if I drew it. Doesn't make a lot of sense. This is the real deal here. That's a beauty.
There it is.